me.
Yeah, man. What's up, y'all? We is SHG Podcast. One of our first interviews. We got Cody Mason in this motherfucker, man.
Manson.
Man,
Charles
man,
Manson's illegitimate
Charles
grandson.
Manson. Yeah. See, I say, man, I'm countrying them up. I say Mason is Manson. See what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, look, first of all, I want y'all to know who he is, man. Let them know how long you've been doing it and how long you've been touring.
Well, I've been doing music since I was 14, so about half my life I've been actually writing, but I've been doing shows for like 12 years. I've been doing this professionally for like 3, but still grinding, still trying to get to a bigger place.
That's what time it is. So let them know about this tour. What inspired you to do the Double Cup tour?
Double Cups and Demons tour.
Yeah.
I'd say it was inspired. Well, here's the thing too. I'm kind of like, all right. So I hate to even say this because it's kind of negative, like comparison. But I feel like I'm institutionalized by the touring life.
Okay.
Like from being on the highways to the truck stops to the hotels, it's so routine. Like like some of these places, like rest stops on the highway, are very like they're like a facility. Like you smell the cleaner and shit in there. It smells like the jail. I don't know. I get these weird things, but when it comes down to it, like when I get home, like my mind, I'm just so stir crazy. I just want to get out there again. It's like some people say I tour too much. Some people love how much I tour. But at the end of the day, I just feel like on top of putting out music and internet content, I've personally witnessed, like, you might have a fan that you know for a fact buys every shirt or this or that, but you never met them. But once you actually meet them at that one show, like, they're like super locked in. So sometimes it takes for you to actually go out and shake their hand for them to actually be a fan, other than just knowing your name.
Yeah, exactly. So you believe in, you know how they used to say this to politicians, hugging, kissing babies and shaking hands. You believe in that?
Absolutely.
So let me ask you something. Your fan base.
Yeah.
How much do your fan base love you and keep you going while you're doing this? Because you're independent, but you're not independent, right?
Yeah, I'm signed to label right now called Lyrical Stunt Productions, which is still an underground label. Yeah, it's an underground independent label. Similar to like like a Strange Music or a Psychopathic Records. It's super underground with a nice platform. I also have my own brand called Triflag, and that's what I've been pushing for years now, and this is what I will continue to push no matter where I go in life.
All right, cool. So can I ask you something real personal? I'm gonna get in with the heat. Can we get with the heat?
Yeah.
What is going on with you, ICP, and Twisted?
Well, I was born in Detroit, near the Detroit area when I was younger. Well, when I was born, so I just got off stage a little fucking. So yeah, I grew up in Michigan in the 90s, and I just grew up on like a lot of like Michigan underground, from like Dayton Family, like to Jake the Flakes, the Eshams, fucking nowadays, fucking ICP, all that. So I always like was in touch with that music. But then like as I grew up as an artist, I always like I'm a fan of a lot of different things, and like I've always just made a point to put my artistry before fandom, no matter who it is or how much I like them. But just organically throughout the years, like I was in a group called THC, and like when we would do our local shows, we would open for like the Young Jocks, the Gorilla Zoes, the Young Bucks, but we'd also do like the Tech Nines and the ICP. So like we never just put ourselves in one bubble, but we never realized how much juggalos were grabbing onto our stuff until I think we did like a Busy Bone show.
Okay.
And we got off stage, we kept hearing whoop whoop, and we're like, look at the juggalos out here.
They just
like,
show y'all love.
oh shit. So like, I've always been just engulfed by that culture, and as I grow with my music, I have a lot of fans from that. But there's also a political divide. I'm not gonna get too much into it. It's not even my business to talk about, but there's a political divide in the scene of in the subculture, and some people are ride or die for one side or the other. Some don't give a fuck, and they're just down for the whole thing. And just when it comes to like working, or even take it for sports, for instance, like when there's other good players on the field, competition rises. You know what I'm saying? So the most I can really say is I grew up on that culture, like organically, and then right now in my life, like I've done a lot of stuff. I've done the Gathering of the Juggalos multiple times. I've toured with Twisted a lot. And at the end of the day, like I appreciate that fan base. I'm also like not trying to just rely on just someone else's fan base. So
that's what I want to ask you. So when it comes to fan bases, are you strictly Juggalo? Or are you in the middle, hip hop, Juggalo, or whatever genre that you can do rock. Like, what's your genre of music? And what you proclaiming to be?
See, here's the thing. Like, I still don't even know how to answer that question, but it's like, all right. So with the Juggalo shit in general, like, that's not like the only lane I have. Like I said, I grew up doing all type of different things because I'm like a bunch of different artists in one body. Like, like I don't know if you caught the set, but some people.
I caught the set.
Hey,
man, sorry for interrupting. Matter of fact, the set was fucking amazing, and it's different. It's different. Like, you can look at him and say he's one-sided or this-sided, but he's like. He's different sided. You got. I can say this. I watched your set. Yeah. So it's different genres. Yeah, you can look like this, but you still have different type of music.
So the one way I could describe it is like, I guess it just depends on the song or album, but like my sound in general is like, it's like trap rap or drill rap. Like,
drill
when I say trap rap, I mean real trap rap, like Jeezy, Gucci, Yo Gotti, Boosie, like the real, like, you know.
Shout out to them guys.
So like not like the SoundCloud way, which I'm not hating on that, but that's not what trap rap is in my eyes. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm gonna make sure like real trap rap mixed with like early drill rap, mixed with metal, mixed with punk rock, mixed with fucking lyrical hip hop. You know, also mixed with some, you know, classic rock vibes and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Cause you're from Cleveland, right?
Yeah, I was raised in Cleveland.
So can I ask you this? What kind of influence did Bone have on your music?
It's crazy because, like I said, I was born in Michigan. They moved to Cleveland until I was 13. But when I was a little kid in Michigan, when East 9 and Eternal came out, I remember that was one of the first hip hop albums that, like, the lyrics itself or just like the structure of how they were chopping caught my ears. Were like, it was the first time I remember trying to rewind the songs. But like, what is he saying? So like, Bone Thugs actually like weirdly like was like the first song that made me like study lyrics. So
because the way they was chopping it up.
And like specifically though, the thing that caught me was the one song where they like break into the house. He's like, get down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like halfway to that song,
They was hard because like Bone only had 9 songs on their first album, so it made you repeat that shit over and over and over. Cause you like, dang, only 9 songs, but every song.
Well, for me, I was so young to where it was just like the thing that caught me was there's a skit in the middle of somewhere, Busy Bone. He's like, no, bitch, you like, yo, fuck yeah. It reminded me of Smokey from Friday. So I was always like, that one song is what, like, I just started like playing with that song in my mind, trying to figure out like what the fuck it was.
So let everybody know this, because I know we doing this fast. He just got on the stage. I want everybody to know who you are. Tell them who you are and what inspires you to keep moving. Because it's hard for independent artists to move how you're moving, right?
Yeah.
So tell them how you move, and what inspired you to move how you move.
Yo, my name is Drippy Pippy from the get-go. All I know is how to get this check, cash checks.
That
boy. No, but for the whole Cody Manson energy just comes from actually. So I used to go by Codeine, and I'm still learning how to blend my fucking inspiration. But at the time, I was so confused. It's like, you know, I felt like I had to rap a certain way, or like I was being trained by people around me to like be a certain type of artist that I wasn't. And I actually had a friend one time sit me down and like, Cody, like, your music's good, but it doesn't match up with you as a person. Like it's believable, but like they told me, if you could find a way to take your personality and put it on a song, then people will fucking like it. So like, also with the name Codeine, I went to prison for a little bit on a violation, came home with some short shit. And then I came home, there was a SoundCloud wave. So every rapper had a SoundCloud.
Okay, can I ask you this? Do you really sip codeine?
When I was younger, I almost died on codeine.
Okay. So
not no more. I'm actually sober. I quit drinking alcohol too.
He's sober, y'all. Let's clap that.
Sober. I smoke weed.
Weed is not a drug, so we good with that.
I'm working on that too.
So what's your next? What is your next project? What is your next tour? And what is your next like? Do you have any artists you're working with that you want to put in position? Or just let us know that.
All right, so let me start like this. The next album, I'm actually dropping an EP with my brother Keith Stone called the Double Cups and Demons EP. That's what this whole tour was. But instead of bringing it on tour, we give it to the fans first live. Also, maybe give them a chance to hear it first on some exclusive shit.
Okay.
But we're dropping that. I also have, it was supposed to be a double album, but I'm actually gonna put it into 2 installments. It's gonna be called 1031. It's gonna be 10:31 a.m. and 10:31 p.m. Basically, it'll be about the fun shit and all the light shit, and then like the PM's gonna be all the dark shit, wicked shit, all the shit you go through in the darkness.
All right.
You know, and then the next tour is actually gonna be coming up this November. It's gonna be called the G Strings and Switchblades tour. It's gonna be co-headlined with Baja Blast. She's an artist out of LA.
That's crazy.
My brother Eliminate from Nashville is gonna be on that.
Shout out to Eliminate. Shout out to
Court from Baltimore is gonna be on there, and we're still working on a couple other tour supporting acts.
So, what's your favorite city, bro? Because the way you talking about touring, it's like
Bro,
it gotta be a fucking
I get
amazing.
that question
What's
all
your
the time,
fucking
bro.
like? I know it's a lot, but what's that city? What is that fucking city that you like? Man, I fucking love this city. What's that city? And no disrespect to no other city.
Can I get
but
5?
Get 3. I'm gonna give me 3 of your favorite.
Dallas, Texas.
I love Dallas. Shout out to
Because
Dallas.
Dallas is one of the first big cities that when I started touring, they just embraced the fuck out of me.
Yeah, Dallas is
And there's fans, like, even if I have a weekday show and the crowd's light,
They're showing up.
there's still a certain group of people that come to every fucking thing I do in Dallas. So shout out to Dallas.
And Fort Worth, yeah,
so
DFW,
you
yeah.
know
Shout out to
what I'm saying?
Dallas, Fort Worth. That's number 1. Shout out
Another
to-
one. Idaho fucking Falls.
Man, shout out to Idaho. I fuck with
Listen,
Idaho.
it sounds like a lot of people always be like, what is the Idaho Falls? And I was joking, I'm telling them they're the Ohio or the Northwest.
Yeah.
But Idaho Falls is like they just show out. And it might be because it's one of them cities, like when I go to, they always thank me for coming because they might not get that many tours there.
They appreciate
But, like,
the
they show the
independence.
fuck
Yeah,
out
they
to Idaho
show
Falls
love.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Shout out to Idaho. I fuck with Idaho.
And
I can't wait, y'all. This number 3.
I'll give y'all
this
some
number 3.
East Coast. I mean, Worcester, Maryland or Worcester, Massachusetts. I said Maryland, they're gonna hang me for that.
He's joking.
Worcester, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's dope. Also, Baltimore's fire.
Shout out to Baltimore.
Yeah.
So, man, so
Louisville, I don't, there's a bunch, man.
it's a bunch. It's a bunch.
I'm still learning what are my core things. You feel me?
But you're having a good time doing it, and then you learn it because. So, can I ask you this question before we end everything? Because I know you busy.
No, we